What's going on, everybody? First thing you're going to notice is a name change. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But today is going to be the start of a brand new video series that I'm going to be starting on YouTube. The name, I haven't come up with something super clever yet. But it's basically going to talk about who is the best Nat 5 of the game and why. So, I said this in my previous video. I was going to be talking about Cadiz, the Dark Vampire, and why Cadiz is the best Nat 5 in the game. Well, for starters, if he isn't the best Nat 5 in the game, due to popular belief, because there are other Nat 5s such as Camila, Samav, Zyros, Perna, Ganymede, Hassor, the list can go on. He is at least arguably one of the best Dark Nat 5s in the game. I'm going to explain to you, and I'm going to show you guys why. So, we're going to start with Cadiz's versatility. We're going to actually look at his kit before we even get into anything, for that matter. Remember, I do have Cadiz, so I'm going to be a little spoiled asshole, and I'm going to show him to you guys. We're going to take a look at his kit. Skill 1 hits 2 times, and drains himself for heals himself for 30% of the damage inflicted, which is really good. Double hit on skill 1, which shows that it's possibly good for Necro. If you're thinking about running a speed DB10 team and you have Cadiz, Cadiz is also going to work in the spot of, okay, I don't need a healer like a Bella or a Chasoon or a Prowl or something of that nature, because now I have Cadiz, who's going to deal damage to either the ads or to the dragon while healing my team at the same time. And you'll see why of that is in a minute once I get to his passive. Skill 2 is basically a speed break and an attack break. 75% chance, which once you get to max heals, it becomes a 100% chance. I think it's really awesome. So having a little bit of accuracy on him is pretty good. His damage multiplier on his skill 1 is a 2.0 off of his attack. His skill 2 damage multiplier is 6.2%, which is pretty solid. Now you go on to his passive. Basically, whenever he hits someone, he has a chance of leaving a brand effect. And then it's just the accuracy resistance check. If you kill somebody with Cadiz, every monster on your team gets a 30% attack bar buff. Now, some are like, oh, I'd rather want Bird than Cadiz. And you know what? For the 2 years I had Cadiz, I was like, fuck, I still don't have a Bird. So I was pretty upset. But I ended up pulling Bird not too long ago. And they actually work very, very well together. Basically, the place I use them the most is everywhere. I'm not even going to sugarcoat this with you. I'm going to move this over to the side because I kind of don't want to interfere with too much of the views. By the way, music, no copyright sounds. This is a 1 hour loop of Fade, so I'm going to apologize to y'all in advance. If y'all don't like the song, you can, turn it down, I guess. But I'm going to run each of one of these beasts for you. I'm going to run that team that will forever have the highest score. And you're going to see a very common trend. So, what Cadiz basically allows your team to do is to run with one less hero than you normally were. So you can run with another damage healer, you can run with another support, like a Hassor, or like a support like a Vanessa, or a support like a Velajul, without having to worry about someone not being able to heal you up. Why? Because now you have Cadiz to do this job for you. You see, in this beast, anytime he's attacking, he's not only healing himself because of his skill 1, he's also going to be healing his teammates, which is really good for 30% of the damage inflicted. So, let's say there's a defense buff on somebody. Cadiz is going to do good damage to them, and heal for a considerable amount of damage as well. Excuse me. So now, look at the damage Cadiz is about to do. 15, 16, and then 45. Yes, it's Groggy State. Yes, it's defense broken and branded. Cadiz also didn't have an attack buff. That 45k could have easily been close to 60. Very easily. Obviously I'm going to let this run out for you. But you also see what he's able to do for the team. Say, in the Ice Beast, for example. You see that you're going to want to be able to heal your teammates up. Someone's going to get hit. Chasoon doesn't have a Muse up, and Fallen Blossoms, let's say. And Bella doesn't have up her Mobilize. Cadiz is going to provide another heal for you to keep your team alive a little bit longer than it should be. Cadiz, what I would like to say about Cadiz, he provides consistency to a team. He's a little bit of a security blanket that you're going to be able to go onto, per se. He's going to help your team. I think of all 5 of the normal beasts, where Cadiz shines the most might possibly be Wind. And I'll show you guys the wind run in a minute. And when I'm doing the wind run, I'll actually talk to you guys about what happened with myself in T1G. But think about it this way. On the Wind Beast, you lose HP every turn. It's basically like you have a permanent dot effect on you, right? So, Cadiz healing every turn on hit is going to then allow him to heal up all of his teammates. You might end up getting to 100% HP, so then you lose that electric shock effect on you. So, a lot of people say, oh, Cadiz isn't that good. Cadiz is just an overrated mod. And I'm like, well, Cadiz technically provides a damage buff for himself. It's not an attack buff, but him leaving a brand on somebody is going to be super beneficial. Plus, you're going to have a multi-hit skill 1, so if you brand on the first hit, you're going to apply extra damage on the second hit. For those of you who don't know, brand applies an additional 25% damage to whoever you hit. Some people think, oh, brand isn't that good because it's defense break. Well, what happens when you have something like, oh, damage increased according to max HP, and you don't have a defense breaker on your team? Or you're saying damage ignores defense, so defense break means absolutely nothing at that point. Say if you're running like a Copper MSD or a Copper Randy or a MSD Bulldozer, something like that in Guild Wars. So, it's part of the Cadiz effect. Cadiz makes your team overall better. I would like to show you guys a R4 or R5 run, but there's no reason to really do that. Shout out to Mama Dukes. Just shot me a text right now, asking how I'm doing. Obviously, I'm doing great. You know, I'm alive. I'm done with school. I'm looking forward to the summer where I get to work in Atlanta for 3 weeks and I work in Miami for 3 weeks. Hopefully, get to see 2 of my favorite rappers on the planet, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. It's going to be great. So now I'm going to show you a run of him in Wind Beast, and I'm going to talk to you guys as to what happened in T1G. And as I'm doing this, I want you guys to know a few things. Number 1, I have nothing but respect for what T1G is and what they have built up towards. But here's an issue. So, last week, before Guild War Rush, I talked to my guild leader. His name is Upgraded, and we were talking. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to end up stepping down." You know, a member of the OG9 talked to me about, you know, missing swords. He called people out by name in our line chat, and so he figured he needed to step away to focus on his personal life. Which, as someone who played the game a little bit less when I was very, very busy with what I needed to do, perfectly understand it. You know, this at the end of the day, this is a game, and we have real life that we have to go and take care of. So, I was going to be taking over that one Guild 9, which I mentioned in my last video. However, we had 2 new people come in who were to be the 2 vices of the guild. They were great people. I still think of them in highlight, even though things happened in manners that I did not think was fair. Basically what happened, I was unable to get leader from my guild leader. He told me that the person who he promoted to leader is going to be able to pass it to me. That obviously didn't happen. 4 members of that one Guild 9 who have all been part of that individual guild. Let's not even talk about the T1G community for a second. They have been part of that individual guild for 2 years. 2 years. And in the course of one day of these 2 new people joining the guild, they were both, those 4 people were removed. I can't mention their names. I probably will mention their names at some point in videos. But they go by the name of Dax, Enemy, also known as S3, Nightchild, and Zach. These 4 people are great to be. Zach has been a guild mate of mine for God knows how long. It's been maybe 3 years. We've basically been going from one guild to another with each other. Dax, Enemy, and Nightchild have all been part of T1G9 for years. Basically since its inception when it was a farm guild. So now, I myself as a Vice, when those 4 people were kicked, I was very, very upset. I was talking to people through line. I was like, this isn't fair. One strike and you're out policy. It's not really going to show you guys what T1G is really made of. And you're having 2 people come into a foreign environment making judgments based on these people for one interaction. It hurt me. I was very, very upset as a young person who is very based on the community that I grow. It hurts. It hurts. I'm just going to jump into a R4 run while I continue telling you guys this story about what happened with T1G. But basically, just about Cadiz, he works very well in all these beasts. Very, very well. I'm not going to complain about him anywhere because I think he's a great, great monster. Let's see what this person has. Okay, double attack or decrease. Crit rate, speed, resistance lead, so I'm fine with that. Panda Ravidi. Okay, their teams are pretty solid. So, one of my guildmates from G9 messaged me, and he brought me down to a level-headed level. I was beyond upset that day. Very, very beyond upset. To lose 4 friends from my guild, it was like, how could it happen? He brought me down and he said, we need to weigh options. And so, we got a few people who we trusted, and we said, listen, do we want to make something for ourselves? Not that we don't like what T1G is, but we would much rather be in it together. As our group, as our collective, the community that we grew within T1G, that's what we wanted to do. So, we basically announced it in our individual line chat. Myself, because I was a Vice at the time, I was asked, okay, you need to step down. I was like, whatever. I told them, though, I couldn't step down by myself, but they actually had to move me from being Vice, which actually has to happen for anyone who is interested in joining a guild. And so we left this past Sunday, and we now have our own guild. That guild's name is Wake and Bake. Capital W, capital N, capital B. The N bake part is all one word. It's N apostrophe B-A-K-E. There's a space between wake and the N. We are a semi-comp. I guess you'll call ourselves semi-comp. We have 1 farm defense and then 1 strong defense all week. Unless it's Friday, Saturday, and then we have 2 strong defenses. If you would like to apply, please feel free to do so. Basically, the situation ended, and of the 27 members that were in that one guild 9, our guild took 18 of them. It's not that we wanted to take these people. These are our friends, mind you. We said this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to do it together. We have nothing against T1GA as a whole, but I would rather be with my friends doing something that I enjoy doing rather than be with a group of strangers conforming to a group of rules that I might particularly not agree with. And here's the thing. It's not that I'm saying that I disagree with some of the rules, because I did help come up with some of them. But the way that my members were treated in the guild chat itself was extremely disrespectful. Then when you go into T1G's home channel on the global server, there was a lot of animosity built up towards us when we left on our own accord, when things were said that, oh, there was going to be no animosity, no bad blood. Obviously, you can still see I'm saying it 1313. That's because I just generally like to sit here. I'm friends with a lot of the people that are still in T1G. Not everybody knows the situation fully, and that's okay. Again, I have much love for what Lucky has built here. I have much love for what T1G is. I just don't agree with the kick first mentality that has been accompanied with it. That's basically the history of us in T1G. So now you obviously see my name is Dark Bird. Kept the stars up. The stars are very cool. I actually really, really like the stars. So you saw some of him in PvE at content, which this is actually very, very good. I love, yes. Keep that. Not going to run with them again because I want to show Cadiz to you guys in a few other settings of the game. Let's run with him in Giants. Now, why is he so good in Giants? Again, it's the very same concept. He's going to be that one healer on your team that you need without giving up the spot for a damage healer, so he allows you to make speed comps, or as speedish comps as you possibly can. Now, remember, I'm low-key / high-key noob at this game, so my runs aren't like super fast, and they're always not 100%. But you know what? It's okay because I'm working towards it, right? So basically right now my Dragon Speed 10 team, Cadiz lead too. Because Tark and Stella both don't have leader skills. Galleon's leader skill is only in Guild Wars. Lagmarin's leader skill only is for one monster, and it's a HP lead. Not that it's bad, but if you're one monster providing 50% HP versus one monster providing 28% crit rate to all monsters here, I'm not going to fight against that. It's a good leader skill. It makes damage at least a little bit more consistent. I know it gets my Stella to 100% crit. My Cadiz is definitely 100% crit with that leader skill. Lag is close, he might be around 90%-ish. Galleon's not super close, but he still does a decent amount of damage with it. And Tark is also going to be close to 100% crit rate with the leader skill. Next we're going to take him into Dragons. The team that I run with him right now in Dragons, actually, it's kind of slow. It's actually kind of really slow. My best time is minute 40. And obviously, like I said, consistency is an issue. Because you get that defense break, and if I'm not getting my turns, or if I'm proccing Violent too much, then I die. When I mean proccing Violent too much, because this is my only monster I have on Violent. We're going to take a look at him in Dragons. You guys can see that I have Amelia, max 4-star. Max 6-star, not max 4-star. That would kind of be impossible, right? But I run this team because Verd is... If you have Verd, you should be running him in DB10. There is not a conversation. I almost feel the same about Galleon, but it depends on if you're focusing your first Galleon more on Guild Wars versus Dragons. I kind of have him, like, in between. Like, I have the stats for him to be... for a Dragon's build, speed HP attack, but or is it speed HP attack or speed attack HP, one of those two? But I don't have him on. I would ideally for Dragons, I would want him to be on Violet. Ideally, he's not there yet. Again, these are things I'm working towards. You know, I'm actually starting to use this website called swarfarm.com. It allows you to upload, you know, runes. You can do it through a rune optimizer you have on your computer, or you can manually do it, upload monsters, building information. You can build teams on it. I think it's a really great website. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by no one. Literally, my last video got fucking 6 views. How am I supposed to be sponsored by anybody for someone that's not garnishing attention from the YouTube community? Let's see. If I could say something in 1313 and you guys could potentially see the animosity that's going on. Alright. How's it going? Gonna move this over here now. Sorry I keep on moving my face so much, but I just like being able to, you know, see exactly what I need to see when I need to see it. They may or may not say anything. And the thing is, I'm not even trying to garnish a reaction out of them. I just say hi. You know, it's still a home channel where I like to talk to people. I have a lot of friends. I'll say stuff to them, and then something happens. I'm not going to make assumptions based on what Lucky just said, Anyway, no, we're not here to talk about that anymore. We're talking about Cadiz, the best Nat 5 in the game. So you see, a 229 run, it's not terribly slow. In the 140 run, he was also on that team as well. I'm not 100% sure what the team was that I used for it, but he was there. I remember that much. I want to say that Amelia was switched for Stella, and that was it. You see what rune I get? Don't even another 3-star Max Rainbowmon. Anyways, now we're going to Necro. Again, notice that in Giants and in Necro, he's my leader skill. 20% crit rate for all monsters. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is actually probably either going to work because I recently took a rune off of my Lapis and I didn't remember until I hit OK and run. And she does have a rune on her, but it's +0 and it's blue and it's defense percent on 2, I believe. Let's see if they said anything. No, I'm not even going to say anything. It's not my job to provoke conversation. And like I told you guys before, either I talk to people who want me to talk to them, or someone's asking for help and I offer to them. Just know if you do want to join the T1G community, it's I don't know the easy way for me to put this. But if you're in, you're cool with them. If you're not in, it becomes a little toxic towards you. I'll leave it as that. I'm not gonna say who the people who are toxic, but that's what it is. Again, you see, Colleen obviously is almost a staple in Necro B10. Her star level is a little hard to deal with at a Nat 2, but she acts more like a Nat 3. Her 2 debuffs that she provides, the attack buff and the heal break, are very beneficial when you're actually going against the boss. And because she has multi-hit set skill 1 and skill 2, having a Violet Revenge build on her, which you can see she is on right now, is pretty solid as well. Plus her heal is nice. However, it's not amazing. Say if I had a different multi-hitter who also had an attack break and a heal break between skills 1 and skill 2 but didn't have a heal, Cadiz would still be fine as a solo healer in Necro. There have been times where I've taken Colleen off. This is before I've messed up my Lapis, and I ran CR with her. Obviously, you see the brand is going to increase the damage that everybody else is dealing. It's pretty good. I like the way that my teams operate in this, except for my Dragons team. That's something I feel like I need to get better. Like, a lot better and a lot faster. This is another, at least another good thing. At least with Ran, it makes it so that Cadiz isn't always going to be the monster taken by the king. But there's always that possibility. See what we get here. No defense break yet. But you got the heal block down. Obviously, for those of you who are just getting into Necro, make sure your heal blocker is on Violet Revenge. Your slow needs to be on. Those are the 2 most important debuffs. You, quite frankly, don't need to heal in a heal block and a slow, and you'll be fine. Kind of hope this video is under 30 minutes. We're going to do 1 Guild War, 1 Arena fight if I have a wing. I'll hold it just because I don't have very many will runes. Alright, we're going to do 1 wing, including Cadiz, just so you guys can see him in action. I'm going to refresh the list. If I see any T1G people, I'm going to fight them. I do not see any of them. Lucky number 7. So, Canty 90. Okay. We'll run with this team here. Might not win. But now look, they have a Praha on their team, which is a true healer. 70% burst heal if you're max skilled. and in exchange for her to go to sleep for one turn. Boo-hoo, right? Versus Cadiz, who is not a true healer, but we're going to see who gets outplayed. Now I gotta move my face up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, here we go. Did anyone get defense broken? Praha did, actually. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I want Lag to die first. I really do. I'm not worried about them buffing immunity or anything either. So I can do this. So now Cadiz, no attack buff, no brand, 18k. That's meh. Meh at best. I have to put a few more grinds into him. Get a few enchant gems. Mainly for his speed. His attack is pretty solid, which you guys will see his runes at the end of the video. He's pretty solid. So Tableau, defense broken, and stunned. Or now just defense broken. It's not an ideal situation for me. 5k, 2k, not on crit on first skill, which is not good. So Praha couldn't heal herself, which is perfectly fine, so I'm just going to take advantage of the opportunity to kill. And keep that Orion, keeping the Orion Sun obviously just a good idea, because I don't want to get pranked at all. I already got pranked once, I don't need to get pranked again. Give the defense break on a shear. $90k. Why is the Cadiz not landing his brand? Oh, I'll tell you exactly why. His accuracy is only at 20% right now, which is something I feel like I want to get up to at least 35%. I'll put this on auto for now. 35%. His resistance is 30%. His speed is very, very low. I think total speed is 131, which I think if I get grinds and gems, I could get him up to between 150 to 160. I think that'd be very good for him, just because it's going to give him more turns, on top of the Violet Revenge. And when I'm using him in Dragon, this is going to be more heals. If I'm using it in Guild Wars, which you'll see in a minute, more heals. Alright, and here's another Guild War win. Nice, nice. Alright, so I said I would try to get it under 30 minutes. It doesn't look like it's going to happen because we're already at almost 28 right now. World Arena, we're going to do a Goodwill battle just because I used all my wings for today already. Let's see. Who am I going to get matched up against in this quick battle? Let's see. Drumroll. We get Ruben CTT from Portugal. Alright. Again, you guys should already know my RTA strategy. With a little bit of additions now. So, Orion, Tableau, Ciara, Cadiz, Triton, those are my main 5. Those are the 5 I like to run with as many fights as I possibly can. I will tech in a Vanessa, I'll tech in Leo, I can tech in Amelia, Sonnet, Tessarian. Tessarian I actually had a huge match with earlier today, where I saw 3 or 4 monsters with passives, I took him in, and I just shut it down. Oh, I thought I grabbed Tableau. Oh well. Now let's see. Vero... Don't care for... I'm not even going to bring a stripper. Actually, I will bring Triton. Again, this is my 5-man team. I was thinking I wouldn't need to bring one. I don't care if you have a speed leader. What is this? Your Belgial isn't 245. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to ban... I'm going to ban Fen Yang because that's their only defense breaker. And on top of it being their only defense breaker, it's going to be their main source of damage as well. If you have immunity, that's fine. You should ban Triton in order to make that work. Now we're going to see what is going on here. See what is going on here. Alright, see how Ruben plays this out. Okay, so I get turn 1. Wow, no stun on Tavero, but I did get a defense break, which is very... A lot of people underestimate how good Orion is. Alright, so I need to get a stun on Belgial, like, ASAP. Need a stun on him ASAP. I don't care if Beretta moves. Wow. Alright, so 18k just a defense break with skill 2. It's not bad. Wow, triple stun with Beretta is nice. Triple stun. This person should be surrendering soon, because there's not much left he can do. I'll just put this. I'll put him on auto. It's like you have your Turbulence up. You already use your Phoenix Fury. There's not much you can do. Bombs away. Bombs away. Get the buff. Well, I mean, I'll give him props for not FFing, just because, like, I would rather leave and get into a fight, another fight faster. Okay, cool. Ward Arena ended. I can close this. I have enough energy to do one sword in this pretty new Guild War. I haven't looked at many of the people. I'll do a +2. Do I have a... No, I don't have a green +2. Decisions. A case is avoided by load up on all ammunition. If Armageddon will apply my shit as an auto, I'll make sure that nobody missing a pack of your shit. If anybody knows J. Cole, or Justin Timberlake, the TKO remix, it was from that. Let's see. I'm just gonna go safe, aka play bitch. At least for this, just because I kind of don't want to lose on really don't want to lose on video. Alright, so D-Boy is going to be target number 1. If I go Ciara Orion lag, it's still the same speed. If I go Ciara Orion, or Ciara lag, Ciara Orion Leo, I think I like that comp. Ciara, where's Orion at? Oh, there's Orion. And here's Leo. And then passive, Vero. Passive, Vero. And a very strong Q. We'll be smart. I don't think that he's going to have something to answer the speed of my Tableau. Honestly. His Vero might be faster in Team 2. But you know what? We'll give it a try. We'll see if it works. The Orion, that's good. Like in a situation like this where I see that Theo got defense broken, I'm not even gonna worry about him with Orion just yet. So Orion's dead, Ciara's dead too, which kind of sucks. But the Guild War itself is a win. This fight at least is a win. I lost my Orion too, kind of really sucks, but Ciara Orion both down. I'm only doing one Guild War on this video anyways, but for monsters that I at least have, I'm going to try and do this for you guys as much as possible. Only one defense break. Okay. It's probably on the least desirable monster of the 3. I would high-key want this defense broken. Okay. Only slows. Alright, so 23k attack buff defense break. Let's push your attack bar down. It's not a very tanky, it's pretty tanky, but not tanky enough to the point which my Cadiz can't do what it just did to it. And now we're putting it on auto. So your passive shield doesn't do enough. And probably why you're a +0. Oh well. Tableau with all the extra turns. 32k. Attack buff, defense break, brand. It's not terrible. His runes could end up getting a little bit better, which they probably will, but you gotta get to see them now. So here we go. Cadiz obviously is my rep monster, and you guys see his nice little transfog and nice little Garbo little wing thing. Look, like the hands wing thing. He also awakened the crit rate, which is very, very good. It makes his rune requirement a little bit lower because you're not going to have 30% crit to start versus the normal 15. I have him on Violet Revenge. If you're planning on using him in Necro, Violet Revenge is the optimal build set. I just like him on Violet in general because the more he moves, the more he heals. Again, you saw me using him in R4. He's going to end up being used in R5 as well. He's pretty solid there. I just need to make my team work around him. I think he's probably the most pivotal piece that I have. Just gotta make it work. So here we go. Obviously, you're looking for the obvious attacker stats. So crit rate, crit damage, attack, speed. If there are two more substats you really want to look for, HP percent isn't bad on him because obviously you want him to live longer. Then the more HP he has, the more times he'll be able to potentially heal your teammates. And then accuracy for his skills, for his skill 2 as well as his passive. For the brand, the attack the attack break, and the attack slow. I have an attack crit damage attack build, so this is obviously more YOLO. You can ruin him speed crit damage attack, speed crit damage HP for more of a sustained build if you want to use him frontline for raids, for example. Attack crit damage HP for a hybrid build, speed crit damage attack for a little bit of a faster build. Here are his stats. Like I told you, resistance is kind of low, which I'm not super worried about. Accuracy is low, which I want to get up to between 35 and 40%. I think that would be good. His speed, if I could get him to being plus 51, which would give him a total of 150 speed. Anything like that, I would be super, super happy with. So that's getting plus 19 speed on him. That's not too much. His attack is good. If obviously more HP, the better. His defense is very low, though. Not exactly happy with all of his stats. But all in all, I think Cadiz is a great monster. Cadiz is by far the best Nat 5 in the game. And if you guys think that there's another Nat 5 that's better than Cadiz, let me know. Shoot me an email at... new email will be in the description because I'm not going to use the old email. Make a comment on YouTube. Hit me up. Just find some way to hit me up. I usually hang out in 1313. Other times I'll be in either 121 or 721. Say, hey, Dark Verd, which is my name now. Kind of shitty. But if you guys really think that there's another Nat 5 that's better than Cadiz, let me know. His versatility is what makes him good at the end of the day. You can use him in PvP content. You can use him in PvE content. Farming, he's great. Because he has a self-heal. He has an AoE heal. Fucking self-heal. Right? You saw him work in the Rift Beast, where you could run one less healer than you normally would. You plug Cadiz in, and he provides that other healer, as well as good damage. A brand, a slow, and an attack break. Those are also would be good in R5, the slow and the attack break. The brand is a little bit of icing on the cake. It's not something necessary. You obviously would want a defense break over it, but if you already have a defense breaker, whether it be with yourself or in your team, he works really, really well. Dragons, Giants, Necro, even though I failed my Giants run, you saw how efficient he could have been in those other runs. And Giants heals my soul healer, he could have made it work, but the defense break plus the Giant attacking wasn't a very good combination. And Dragons, you saw him being my soul healer with Amelia, who provided defense buff and immunity buff. So it just gave him the sustain in order to stay alive as long as possible to keep everybody healthy. And Necro, you saw with Lapis having a defense break. Even if it wasn't on skill 1, he did massive amounts of damage. RGA, he might not be the greatest option for you if you have something like a Vivid Shell, a Celia, an Iris, a Tableau, for example. And basically any other damage dealer, he might end up being better than him because you might end up ruining it better as a Nat 5. But he gives you the option of not having to run a healer. You bringing him in, it's like, well, and the reporter thinks to himself, well, they have an attack, let's say they have an attack buffer like Orion, they have a Samaf with a speed lead, they bring in Cadiz, they bring a buff stripper like a Triton, and they bring an immunity like Villagewell, or like, let's say that those are the 5 monsters they brought. You're not going to think of banning Cadiz, but he's going to bring the fight a lot longer, and then once you get to that minus 10% HP plus 10% attack, that's when Cadiz is going to really, really shine, because he's going to start one-shining those tanks too. Arena, again, if you're thinking of slower clears, he works pretty well. And then Guild Wars. Again, you combo him with Orion, you combo him with Galleon, he works great. Anyways, this is your boy, Dark Verd. I tried to say 30, but 30 minutes with it there, but 40 minutes, I guess 40 minutes works. This is your boy, Dark Verd here. Let me know who you guys think the best Nat 5 in the game is. Until next time, signing off.